Walking in off a walk-off, the Long Beach Coast win 3-2 on an Easton Jones single in the bottom of the ninth inning to complete the comeback over the RedPocket Mobiles on Friday night. Welcome into Saturday's Beach Ball pregame report. I'm Jesse Cook with Joey Miller, and whoa, the vibes were just immaculate last night.
Yeah, but it was kind of a fast-paced game as well. We were speeding through those middle innings after Easton Jones, the aforementioned Easton Jones, gets the first run of the game in the bottom of the second, but then a whole lot of nothing because it was back and forth between Nick Bautista and Adam Christopher, who were just both lights out. Both had streaks of batters retired, Christopher with 10, Bautista with 13. After the first 3 innings, there were basically no hits up until the 7th.
That's right. Christopher had a stretch of 19 batters without a hit. He did walk Emilio Corona in that time, but Bautista, like you said, the 13 straight batters retired. He began the game with 6 in a row. He only allowed a hit and a walk in the second inning before embarking on that 13-batter run, so nearly perfect for him. It was his second time in the last week recording a 7-inning outing, his second time in the last week recording 9 strikeouts, third on the season, and he just shoved yesterday.
Yeah, Bautista going back-to-back starts with 9 strikeouts, a complete mirror of what he did the last time he faced the RedPocket Mobiles. The very first Regulators night, if you recall, Warren G was on the mic up in the booth calling a couple of those strikeouts, and now in the same uniform, which he seems to perform so well. And all of his 3 9-strikeout performances have been in that white Regulators jersey. I feel like he's got to just continue going on every Friday. He appears to be the Friday night starter. So.
Happens to be that he can regulate pretty well. And now he's tied up with Nathan Hemmerling for the team lead in strikeouts if you take into account his time spent with Oakland. Still a little lower than that in just the Long Beach Threads. But Nick Bautista started off the year with 3 games in Oakland where his ERA jumped up above 8. Since then, now it's down to 3.54. Unbelievable work for him. Before last night's game, it was 3.92. So a switch definitely flipped when he came to Long Beach. And he told us that Jerome Williams plays a big role in that. So we caught up with Nick earlier to ask him about the coaching staff and what's been working for him. Nick Bautista, 7 innings, that's a season high. 9 strikeouts, that's a season high. Both things that you did before, 7 innings a week ago, 9 strikeouts a week ago, and on the first home Regulators night. What went so well?
Honestly, just going out there, keeping the same routine, not making anything complicated, just trusting my work, making sure I'm just sticking to my game plan.
And this past week, it's been especially consistent. So what changed before last Friday?
Me and Rome been talking, working on things in the bullpen, worrying about location a little more instead of trying to throw hard. So that's been taking me a step further, I think.
And I got to watch some of those conversations where he's comparing you to trees, comparing you to different mountains and stuff. How do those metaphors help you visualize on the mound?
I mean, because as a pitcher, you want to look for energy any way you can. And you look at the ground, you look at the trees, look at the sky, look at the floor, the grass. I'm like, you get energy from all this. So just looking for those different, unique ways to grasp energy on the mound and just thinking about it.
And if you're a pitching coach in the future, are you going to be reusing those same comparisons?
Most definitely, I got to. Be like, here's a good one from Rome.
And what was it like watching him pitch the other day?
Oh, it was amazing, man. I got on him for the walk a little bit, but it was cool. He got a little 85 in there. But, yeah, that was real cool. I liked it.
And we were talking on the broadcast last night with Assistant General Manager Jacob Benabou, talking about how in Oakland you had 3 appearances, ERA was up around 8.92. Since then, you've dropped it below 4. Your ERA is twice as good as it was in Oakland here in Long Beach. So what do you think was a big switch when you got here?
I think the biggest switch was just actually having that role and just attacking that role over in Oakland. Didn't really know where I was going to fit in, and we just decided Long Beach would be the best fit, and here we are.
Was there any one fix that made an immediate impact?
Honestly, yeah, I would say it was just more on the mental side, just because I was always trying to do too much, getting in my head all the time. So just kind of caring less. It sounds crazy, but that worked out a lot.
Well, caring less definitely helps out when your team is in first place because you don't have to worry too much about the opponents behind you. You've got a couple pretty tough opponents coming up on the road in Ogden and in Glacier. What's the mindset for you when you're going to go pitch out in the mountain region?
Just keep doing the same thing. not a damn thing's going to change. They're going to see Nick Bautista, and that's what they're going to get.
All right, Nick Bautista, that's what we get. Thank you. Not a bad philosophy that you just have to go out there and be damn good, which Nick Bautista says he's going to do against Ogden and Glacier over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and it's going to be a bit trickier. When the pitchers go out there, they're not going to be used to the kind of break that they're used to on some of their breaking pitches. Curveballs don't curve as much out in higher altitude, so that's going to be an adjustment when they hit the road, like you said, to Ogden and Montana. So something to keep in mind, and I'm sure Jerome Williams probably has that in mind. This is not his first season as a pitching coach in this league, but it's definitely going to be an interesting adjustment.
And you know who I think is really going to enjoy the higher altitude? The batters, especially guys like Benjamin Rosengard who have played up at higher altitude for significant periods of time. Lots of these players are former Idaho Falls Chuckers, just like Benjamin is, and he made his debut yesterday. Joey, we've seen him operate in the past in this league, in the Frontier League, on the international stage. Yesterday, he goes up and records a hit his first time at the plate.
Yeah, started off batting 1,000, but we know Benjamin Rosengard from last year. He was kind of the kingpin of the offense that led the Idaho Falls Chuckers to the 2025 Pioneer League Championship. He, in that season, hoisted a .463 batting average, which is the highest in a single season of the modern era of the Pioneer League. Also a .558 on-base percentage, also #1 all-time modern era. #2 in slugging, on-base plus slugging percentage, which is over 1.2. And now you add that kind of bat into an already crazy good lineup. It's going to be really exciting to see him kick things off. Only one hit last night, looked pretty sharp defensively, but he brings in a little bit of a veteran presence now.
Absolutely, and we know he can hammer the ball. We know that manager Troy Percival trusts him, and we know that he stepped in stride, recording that hit his first time up yesterday, with more to come across the weekend. And the road trip back at a familiar place in Ogden for him and a ballpark he hasn't yet seen up in Kalispell, Montana with the Glacier Range Riders. So we talked to Benjamin earlier about what has him excited to be back in the Pioneer League and what he brings to the table. Newest member of the Coast, Benjamin Rosengard, you earn a hit in your first Pioneer League at bat back here after playing the last couple of years in Idaho Falls. How did that feel?
It felt good. It was good to. It's always good to get the first one out of the way, and I was able to do it early. And just glad to be back and try to help this team win and reach our goal that we couldn't reach in Idaho Falls, but hopefully we do it here.
What was the conversation like with Troy Percival to get you back on his team?
Yeah, it was. We've talked all summer. He reached out in the off season. I took a shot in the Atlantic, and obviously for a couple different reasons didn't work and had an injury. But he's been probably one of the biggest reasons in my career that I've had success, and I'm just grateful that there was an opportunity here. The timing was right, and yeah, I'm just blessed for this opportunity.
And he's a fantastic pitcher, Angels Hall of Famer, final out of a World Series, most saves in Angels history. What can you as a hitter learn from him?
Yeah, I think, I've picked his brain, and obviously pitchers read swings. That's what they do, and that's how they understand sequences and how they can have success. And so that was a big part last year. We had a lot of conversations about approach in different counts, what guys might throw in certain, situations in the game and how they best could attack me. And so I've learned a lot from him and his background, and then obviously trying to pick the brain of Troy Gloss and Jerome, and I mean we just have great guys here, and so yeah, just trying to milk everything out of it.
Yeah, what's the immediate impact of Troy Gloss? This is your first time working with him.
Yeah, I haven't had a ton of time around him yet, but even just watching him right now working in the cage with jabs, and just wanting to see, obviously 400 plus homers at the big league level, he did something right. So
absolutely,
just trying to understand, his approach, the way he understands hitting, and see what I can take from that and apply to my game to have success.
Yeah, that's a World Series MVP right there.
Yeah.
Who you can learn from. Now, international play. You've appeared for Team Israel in the World Baseball Classic, a couple other of international tournaments like in Prague in 2023. What can you take from the international game and apply here in the Pioneer League?
Yeah, obviously, the World Baseball Classic especially, you're in a dugout with a lot of big leaguers. Our whole staff are big league all-stars. And so, you look across the field, and it's Juan Soto and Tatis and some of the players that I look up to. And so I think just being able to watch them play against them, learn from, when you have that up close view and seeing what they do every time they're in the batter's box or what they're doing every time in the field, and watching their BP, watching their preparation, just, phenomenal experience and phenomenal learning opportunity. And same thing in our dugout. Like, I was able to pick the brains of, some big-time big leaguers in Harrison Bader, Spencer Horwitz, Garrett Stubbs, guys that have been around it for a long time and have had success and are having success. And so just trying to learn as much as I can. And obviously it gives you confidence, right? Like playing at that type of level, representing in 2 European championships, and then obviously the big one was the WBC, but just playing at that level and being able to use that as confidence to apply to playing every day here.
And just lastly, between the World Baseball Classic, international tournaments, Pioneer League, Frontier League, Atlantic League, college ball, you're about to go out and play in some of the most scenic ballparks I've ever seen in Ogden, Utah, and Kalispell, Montana, underneath these gorgeous mountain ranges with trees all around near a national park. What are some of the coolest spots you've gotten to enjoy as a ball player?
That's a good question. I haven't been to Kalispell yet, so I'm super excited. I've heard that it's just breathtakingly beautiful, so I'm looking forward to that. Ogden is a gorgeous ballpark. Looking forward to that. Playing, anytime you get an opportunity to play in a big league stadium. So I played at the White Sox ballpark and the Astros ballpark in college, and then Miami for the WBC. So anytime you have an opportunity to play in a big league ballpark, that's pretty special. College ballpark, probably my favorite was Texas A&M. Bluebell is gorgeous down there. The fans are pretty rowdy. That's fun. But yeah, I mean, the one thing that's just awesome about the Pioneer League is the places you get to play are stunningly beautiful. Obviously, Idaho Falls has a special place in my heart. Grand Junction has a special place in my heart. But there, you see just some scenic parts of the U.S. that you don't in other leagues. So it's a pretty cool part of it.
All right, thanks, Benjamin. physical and hops out of the Uber about half an hour before appearing in the game itself. Makes his first professional start on Tuesday. Wednesday records his first professional hit, a home run. Last night, first professional multi-RBI game, and he walks it off. Pelk dancing off of first. Nobody out, the 1-2. Jones swings and lips that one foul in front of the Mobiles dugout. 1-2 count for Jones. No score. Bottom of the first inning. Eddie Pelk, the runner on first after walking for the 84th time this season. And that's still crazy because this is game number 59. There are 37 to go after today. 1-2. Another swing, another pop fly, foul to the first base side and out of play. We touched on it earlier, but running through the Regulators lineup in full. Cuba Best batting fourth behind Cooper Vest, who's on deck. Best and Vest both recorded hits in that bottom of the ninth inning, which was started off by today's five-hitter, center fielder Emilio Corona. Benjamin Rosengard debuted for the Regulators last night. He's batting sixth and playing third. Huter sets again. Another 1-2 no. He throws over to first, and Pelk is back in standing. After Rosengard, it's Jacob Jablonski. He's second on the team in home runs with 16, behind Cuba Best with 17. Anthony Mata making his third start back from injury is at shortstop, and Johnny Pappas rounds things out at catcher, making his first appearance of the weekend. 1-2, swing, and you guessed it, another foul ball from Easton Jones. His dad, Mitch, played 8 games for the 2009 Dodgers, bouncing between the Yankees, Dodgers, Pirates, and Braves minor league systems. And his dad hooks him up with his bats. So Easton says he gets them custom made thanks to Mitch. 1-2, he swings and knocks a corkscrew pop-up in front of the shortstop, Spence Kaufman, who makes the catch. Jones battles in a 7-pitch pop-out there. One away for Cooper Vest in the bottom of the first inning with Eddie Pelk on first. And a score still tied up at a couple donuts. Righty pitching to a lefty. We talked about how Vest helped in that 9th inning last night. He moved the winning run in Cuba Best over to third base, allowing Easton Jones to bring him around. Robert Pitts did pinch run for Best after the fact. First pitch, Vest watches the fastball over the shoelaces for a 1-0 count. Like Easton Jones, Cooper Vest played his college ball at BYU. Those two intersected for 3 years, with Vest graduating in 2025, Jones doing so this past May in 2026. The next pitch, Vest swings over the curveball for a 1-1 count. Vest batting .332, making his 54th start of the season. He sat out of the starting lineup in 5 games, but still came in every single time as a pinch hitter or as a defensive replacement. Next pitch, he swings and fouls it over the left side netting, 1-2 count. Blaine Huter on the mound, walks in with a .441 earned run average and a 3-0 record across his 8 starts. And you can expect this curly-haired, bearded pitcher to go the distance because he's gone at least 6 innings in all but 2 of those starting appearances. The 1-2 misses inside and high, the fastball running off the belt for a 2-2 count. Huter began the season in the Frontier League with the Sussex County Miners. Made 4 appearances for them, but all out of the relief role, so Dimitri Young brought him in to try and convert him to being an opener. 2-2, there goes Pelk for second. Best swings and rockets it foul to the right side. Huter, last year a Sussex County minor as well. And his stats didn't really change all that much. .523 ERA with Sussex County in 2025. .511 this season, but Dimitri Young brought him to his traveling crew. Huter tilts his head down, takes a breath. 2-2, swing and a miss. Vest gone chasing for that bender. So they're 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Mobiles on defense and the Regulators at the plate. Cuba Best digs in here on the left side. He's become a very rapid fan favorite with his propensity to launch the baseball. He's hit 7 home runs in the month of July alone. Huter toes the rubber. Pelk on first. The pitch, he swings, dribbles this one to second. Johnny Horvat waiting on it. Sidearms to first. It's high, but Jordan Harrison Dudley is 6'4", so nothing's getting over his head at first. That does it for the bottom of the first inning. Still tied up at 0-0. We move on to the top of the second. We'll be back at Blair Field on the Home Team Network. Top of the second inning on the way in a 0-0 ball game. Nathan Hemmerling back out there for the Regulators. The right-hander facing the 4, 5, and 6 segment of the Mobiles order. Justin Johnson, TJ McKenzie, and Efrain Monzo. First pitch, a curveball for a strike across the knees, 0-1 count. Jesse Cook with you at Blair Field on a beautiful Saturday evening. Blue skies with thin wisps of cotton candy clouds overhead. Next pitch misses low and outside for a 1-1 count. Long Beach, of course, celebrated last night in a big way with the come from behind. Bottom of the ninth, walk-off win. Easton Jones doing the job. 1-1 pitch fouled off down the right field line, and Jones goes chasing after it, but that is over onto the Troy Tulowitzki batting cage. 1-2 count for Johnson. Yesterday, the tall righty went 1 for 4. Hemmerling fires, missing up high. Johnson watching that one. Johnson, 6'4", 215, from upstate in West Sacramento. Next pitch, nubbed out towards first. Corkscrews in front of Cooper Vest, who picks it on the hop and rushes to the bag for the out. Easy work for Cooper Vest. Well, we've said this before, but it is remarkable how he's turned from an outfielder to a first baseman. It all started in 2023 in the Alaska Baseball League with the Matsu Miners. He was outfield only at BYU up until that point. Played first base full-time in Alaska, and since then he's been more of a first baseman first. TJ McKenzie batting on the right side. First pitch misses low and outside. 1-0 count. McKenzie, brother of major leaguer Tristan McKenzie. It's 1 for 4 yesterday. Hemmerling kicks up high and shanks that fastball low and outside once again for a 2-0 count. TJ batting just 3 ticks underneath 300 on the season. Hemmerling fires. That's fouled to the back netting. 2-1 count. McKenzie, last year a member of the Oakland Ballers, making his 18th appearance for the Mobiles, all of them as a starter. 2-1. Heater for a strike on the outer half. 2-2 count. And he's facing something of a hot pitcher, Nathan Hemmerling. Leads the Regulators with 57 strikeouts, 10 of them recorded a week ago. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Well, there's his second of the evening. 5 up, 5 down for Nathan Hemmerling against the Mobiles. Efrain Manzo comes up here now, waving his all lime green bat. The bright colors didn't exactly help him out yesterday. Manzo going 0 for 4, but he did bring around a crucial RBI on a ground out to tie up the game in the 7th. First pitch, a curveball that is ruled a ball by home plate umpire Brandon Hastings. It's challenged and confirmed for a ball by public address announcer August McAdoo. 1-0 count. Both teams 0 for 1 on challenge tries, both of them with only one remaining. Hemmerling's 1-0. Check swing, fastball for a strike. That one meeting thigh high on the outer half of the plate, 1-1 count. 1-1, Monto swings and flips that one to the back netting. Although he doesn't yet qualify, with this only being his 10th game for the Mobiles, his batting average is best on the team, all the way up at .382. He's already slugged a couple of home runs. 1-2 pitch. Curveball bounces. The Chandler, Arizona native last played for the Ogden Raptors earlier this year. That's who Long Beach sees next. 2-2. Curveball misses low and outside. 3-2 count. Make sure to check out America's coolest airport, Long Beach Airport. That's where the team is flying out of Monday morning to go out to northern Utah and play those Raptors. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Nathan Hemmerling shuts the door in the second with back-to-back Ks. 3 on the evening so far. No score and no base runners for the Mobiles as we move on to the bottom of the second inning. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the regulators in Corona, Rosengard, and Jablonski on the Home Team Network. Silent so far at Blair Field, no score as the Long Beach regulators come up to bat in the bottom of the second inning here. 5, 6, and 7 due up in Emilio Corona, Benjamin Rosengard, and Jacob Jablonski against the right-hander Blaine Huter. Corona last night spurred the 9th inning rally that led to the walk-off win. Tagged a single, stole a base, scored the tying run. That set up victory. Huter, first pitch, overhand home. Corona swings and drives it high to center field and deep. Racing back, TJ McKenzie waiting at the warning track. He makes the catch just in front of the wall. Emilio, third on the team in homers, can send the ball a mile as he's hit 14 this year, but the wind is blowing further out to left field and brushed that one further back into the ballpark. That brings up Rosengard, most recently a member of the Washington Wild Things. For the last year, he was on Troy Percival's team in Idaho Falls here in the Pioneer League. Now he rejoins his old manager. This is his second game with the regulators. First pitch to the lefty. And the third baseman watches the curveball land for a strike at the belt. 0-1 count. If you tuned in for our beach ball pregame report, you met Benjamin. You can always catch that 20 minutes before first pitch. We talked about his favorite spots in baseball because he has played quite literally all over the world. 0-1 count. Huter wheels on home. Fastball misses high and outside. The Chicago native, through playing at the international level for Team Israel in different tournaments, including the World Baseball Classic, has seen a lot of baseball in a lot of different places, including Prague 3 years ago, all over the United States as well. 1-1, he swings, corkscrews it left side, and that falls. Back-to-back games as a regulator, back-to-back days where he leads off his afternoon with a base knock. Rosengard last year set the Pioneer League record for batting average in a season at .463. He's batting .400 with Long Beach in a small sample size so far. But he said he's excited to see Ogden, see the team in Glacier up in Kalispell. Throw over to first. Rosengard dives back in safely. Despite playing in Idaho Falls up in the mountains, he never got to visit the Glacier Range Riders. But he's seen Ogden before, and he says he loves baseball in the mountains. That's where the team is headed Monday morning. Here's Jacob Jablonski on the left side. First pitch, the switch hitter watches a fastball for a strike, low and away. 0-1 count. That heater hitting at 86 miles per hour from Huter. Jablonski yesterday held silent at 0 for 3, struck out twice. He waves a gray bat over his back shoulder. Next pitch, he swings and pops it foul to the left side. 0-2 count. Jablonski's home run on Thursday, a 2-run shot that momentarily gave Long Beach the lead over Oakland, acted as his 16th, pulling him one behind Cuba Best for the team lead. 0-2, he cuts, waves that one the opposite way to straightaway left, but right at Kashawn Fred, who makes the catch. 2 away, bottom of the second inning, no score between Long Beach and the Mobiles. Runner on first. Anthony Mata takes a turn here. He recorded a hit in that crazy back and forth loss on Thursday night against Oakland. That was his first start in a week after suffering an injury a week ago Thursday. Yesterday, he went hitless. Today, this is his first at-bat, righty-righty affair. First pitch on the way, he swings, drives it to center field and deep, moving over McKenzie, but he's got plenty of time. He makes the catch in front of the track. Long Beach, just like the first inning, boards an early base runner, but can't move him past first base. We move on to the top of the third inning. We'll have the Cook quiz and the bottom, 7, 8, 9 of the Mobiles order on the Home Team Network. Top of the third inning on the way. Welcome back to Blair Field. It's a scoreless ball game. Nathan Hemmerling has not allowed a base runner. Long Beach Regulators right-hander now meeting the bottom of the Mobiles order. Braylon Bishop, Keyshawn Frett, and Josiah Chavez. Righty pitches to lefty. First pitch flared into shallow left field. Eddie Pelk waiting underneath, and he robs Bishop there. 7 up, 7 down for Hemmerling to start the ball game. Tied up at 0-0 with a fast start to the top of the third. The former Tigers prospect fending that one off to left field. Bishop is retired. Here comes Keyshawn Frett. He took one swing last night. Rather, he put one ball in play last night, and it was a big one. 8th inning, he handed the Mobiles the lead, 2-1, but that advantage did not last through the end of the 9th inning. Hemmerling winds up and fires, missing high and outside. 1-0 count. So Frett sets up here on the right side. We're playing the Cook quiz. And remember, you can always make your guess online. 2-0 count here. Next pitch, foul tipped for a 2-1 count here for Frett. You can always play the Cook quiz by commenting on the latest post from @JesseCookTV on X or Twitter, whatever you call it. Or you can just text me. A lot of people here have my number. 2-1, swinging a foul tip, 2-2 count. And we're wondering who was the fastest player in MLB history by number of games to reach 50 steals and 20 home runs in a season. 2-2, swing and a miss. Frett tied up high and inside. 2 away in the top of the third. Nobody on base. 0-0 between Long Beach and Red Pocket. Here comes Josiah Chavez taking his first cuts of the series. Chavez, last year a member of the traveling crew in the Pioneer League, the Colorado Springs Sky Sox. He's batting .331 on the season. Hemmerling, black glove at his eyes, drops the glove to his belt, turns on home and deals. Swing and a miss. Chavez chases up high there. This is his first appearance of the series. Chavez earning the rest yesterday. Hemmerling from the windup. Fastball for a strike. Attack, attack, attack. Hemmerling tossed just 10 pitches in the first inning, 16 in the second. He's up to 8 so far in this frame. Here he goes trying to end it. That's batted right back at him. Hemmerling gloves it. Shows the ball to first baseman Cooper Vest and underhands for out number 3. One time through the order, nobody on the Mobiles roster has made it to first base. We move on to the bottom of the third. We'll get the answer to the Cook quiz when we return on the Home Team Network. Rolling back to it at Blair Field for the bottom of the third inning. Jesse Cook with you next to Ryan Sanders as the regulators take the bats. tied up at 0-0. Blaine Huter back on the bump for the Mobiles, facing the 9-1-2 segment of the Long Beach order. Johnny Pappas leading off, followed by Eddie Pelk and Easton Jones. Righty combination. Ryan, welcome back to the Long Beach airwaves. It's been a minute since we had you.
Yeah, it's so fun to come up with you guys, and I'm running around all night, but I watch you when we're not here, when I'm at home, and when we're away and you guys get to travel. But I'll tell you, it's good to have Pappas back in the lineup tonight. We didn't have him last night, and a couple of these bats that we really need. Pappas, when Bardwell comes back, we really are going to enjoy that.
Pappas lines it to third, where it's dropped by Justin Johnson, but he recovers in time to throw to first and get him one away in the bottom of the third inning. And Ryan, good to have Johnny Pappas back. Good to have you back. And now I want you to put your thinking cap on, because we're wondering about the Cook quiz. We're asking who was the fastest in an MLB season to record both 50 steals and 20 home runs.
So admittingly, when you do these quizzes, I'm watching at home, I never know the answers. This one, though, Ricky Henderson just pops up in my head. I feel like 20 home runs is something attainable for him. I know he had at least one season of 50 stolen bases, maybe more than one season, but
I think
I'm
he had a couple of 100. I think he had
Yeah.
130 in a year.
So, yeah, I'm interested to see what this answer is going to be. Don't keep me waiting too long.
1-0. Fastball called a strike, high and away. We had some guesses of Mike Trout and Justin Upton from our assistant general manager, Jacob Benabou. We heard Lou Brock from one of the Mobiles broadcasters and our good friend Al Maulding. Next pitch, Pelk watches a fastball downstairs, 2-1 count. I ask about stolen bases, of course, because the Mobiles are the league leader in swipes with 157, and the Mobiles, they run, they're mobile. Why not ask about it? Huter sets again, his 2-1 to Pelk. He cuts and drives it high into right field, but it's hanging up. Waiting underneath, Braylon Bishop. He creeps in and makes the catch. 2 away in the bottom of the third inning, and this always happens, Ryan, that the moment we get anyone interesting on the broadcast, things start to ramp up in speed. And I will give you a hint here. This player is still active.
Okay, so it's not Henderson. Okay,
No.
That's an interesting one. Still, I feel like I know the active players more than the older players, but it's no idea off the top of my head here. Who was the fastest of 50 and 20? Wow.
My dad is guessing Ronald Acuna Jr. He texted me. First pitch to Easton Jones, the righty, swings and misses over the fastball at 85, 0-1 count.
I know you mentioned this last night. Jones here had that game-winning hit last night. It was so wild. Today marks 1 week with the team.
That's right.
And he's already made such an impact. I'm so excited to have him and see what he's going to do for us.
0-1 to the Utah native. That's a strike on the outer half, 0-2 count. All right, are you ready for the answer? The inning might end right here.
I know, so we got to get it out before I have to run back down.
As per usual, and most unshockingly, my dad is right on the money. The biggest baseball savant in the world. Guesses Ronald Acuna Jr. He did it in 102 games in 2023. Next pitch, a curveball that bends inside for strike 3.
We're not going to challenge that one, huh?
Jones keeps his hands in check, doesn't reach up. Long Beach has to be conservative with its challenges with only 1 remaining. That ends the bottom of the third inning. We move on to the top of the fourth, still tied up at 0-0 on the Home Team Network.
It's time for a game that we call Traffic on the 405. We have 2 contestants. Representing fantasy on the president's side is Tiffany. And representing for everyone's seat on the third base side is Kinsey. The object of the game is to carry the lands and deliver them directly to Garrett the Parrot, right behind his home plate. But they only have 15 seconds. And there's a traffic out there. And here's the next. If they drop the off the zone, or if it goes off, they lose. The clock starts when I say go in 3, 2, 1, go!
Top of the fourth inning on the way in a scoreless ball game. Mobiles back at the plate. Nathan Hemmerling, the right-hander, pitching again for the Regulators. First pitch to Gianni Horvat. The righty squares to bunt, but pulls back as the curveball misses up high. The Mobiles have gone without a base runner through the first 3 innings. Nathan Hemmerling, keeping his pitch count low, winds home. Fastball for a strike on the outer half. 1-1 count. 10 pitches in the first inning, 16 in the second, 9 last frame. He's up to 37 in total.
And, I think that time off's helped him. He's been on a rehab for a week or 2 here and staying off the mound for Nathan. I'm happy to have him back. One of my favorite parts of this job is interacting and meeting the families of the players. No matter if there's 3,000 people or 100 people here, I'm out here doing this every night, and I sit down with a lot of these families. His parents are so nice.
That's rocked out to second, off of Anthony Mata's glove, and Horvat is aboard on an error at short.
His mom is cheering no matter who's on the mound. It's just, I'm happy for Nathan for being out here again. It's been tough without him, and he's such a good guy. He greets fans when he's not pitching at the gate. It's so fun. I said something online today to somebody that the best part of this league is the interaction the fans get to have with the players, because
it's so personal.
Up close and personal, and they're so friendly and appreciative of fans. It's great.
Here's Spence Kaufman batting on the right side with a runner on first now, the first base runner for the Mobiles. First pitch, a fastball for a strike on the outer half. No score between Long Beach and RedPocket, with nobody out in the top of the fourth inning. Now, Spence Kaufman is getting to know Southern California very well. He played for the Lake Elsinore Storm in the Padres system. Next pitch, he swings and misses over the curveball there. 0-2 count. This is now his team's second trip to the LBC.
And I think as a native, I'm biased, but I think Southern California is the mecca of baseball. I know
it really is.
You're from Utah.
I'm from Massachusetts, but
Massachusetts.
I've lived in Utah.
You were in Utah last, right? And
yes.
We have
0-2, swing and a miss. Kaufman retired. Nathan Hemmerling has his 5th strikeout.
Great weather all year here. There's such a great youth baseball program in Southern California. There's always teams in every division and every type of league. If it's Pony or Little League, etc. Kids going to World Series. It's a fun spot to be, and teams like the Storm or the Long Beach Coast that are local to give this upfront and personal feel. It's really great.
Absolutely, and there's always someone drafted in the first round from Southern California. First pitch to Jordan Harrison Dudley, and that misses up by his eyes. 1-0 count. Runner on first, one away, top 4 tied up at uncracked eggs. Nathan Hemmerling towing the rubber once again. You mentioned how he's always out there greeting fans. He is one of the first to volunteer for it, but he's usually fighting a few guys for the opportunity. Next pitch fouled back, 1-1 count.
And those of you at home, if your kid's on the team and that's why you're watching, they do something so unique here at the giveaways. They get the players at the gates to shake hands, take photos. It's a full-on experience for the crowd to be up front and personal with this team when you come to Long Beach. It's really great.
And while that's, I think, pretty common across minor league baseball, it's definitely unique the way the Regulators do it, because other teams I've worked for, maybe that happens once a week. Maybe if it's every day, you have one player handing out pocket schedules. These are the guys doing the giveaway, and there's usually, at the very least, 3 or 4. Next pitch. The heater misses above the belt for a 2-1 count to Harrison Dudley. The only base runner so far for the Mobiles is Gianni Horvat on first base. Reaching on the error at short to begin this inning. Hemmerling trying to rebound is 2-1. Fastball at the belt buckle for a strike. And something unique is the umpires here. A lot of them are college umpires. Brandon Hastings behind the plate. He's been here this entire week. Might take up a permanent residence in Long Beach at this point, but a lot of these guys are very familiar with the areas in which they ump these games, as that's fouled off to the right side. And every now and then they get into it with the fans. Some playful banter through the netting. Ryan, you get to see that up close and personal because you're usually walking around the entire game.
I do, and it's so funny because I know that what I do is a pivotal part of the fan enjoyment here.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if the players or the coaches or the umpires are just wishing I get off the microphone, you know?
That next pitch is fouled down the first base line, so it remains a 2-2 count. Well, we love hearing you around the ballpark, as well as Savannah Alvarado. You guys have done a fantastic job at making this a welcoming but informative environment for the baseball players and the fans. And you have done other sports before, but I'm wondering what to you is different about independent baseball.
Yeah, you know, and so the sports I've actually been involved with, off-road racing, sailing, are very fan-forward, where the athletes interact with the crowd and with the fans a lot. It's what keeps them funded so they can keep doing what they love. in Major League Baseball, you definitely don't get that interaction as much.
No.
And that's it here. Is the fans are the reason that these teams exist. If you don't have people to fill the stadium and be a part of it, you don't get to keep playing. And so I think that they buy into that and they enjoy that and they really thrive off of that. I watched a game the other night when we were up by 10 runs. The players were playing rock, paper, scissors with kids up above the dugout. It's just so fun to see that environment where you get to feel like they recognize you and you're part of it.
Here's Justin Johnson. He watches a first pitch fastball for a strike. Jordan Harrison Dudley struck out on 6 pitches in a 2-2 count for his 4th time being retired by way of the K this series. 0-1 for Johnson now. Hemmerling resets, glove at the belt. The right-hander nods, crouches, deals. That's spun off to the right side and foul. 0-2 count.
And before I go with 0-2, 2 outs here, I just want to thank you and the Home Team Network. You and Joey do such a great job.
Thank you,
Like
Ryan.
I said, when I'm not able to be at the ballpark or at an away game, I watch every Coast game. I love it. It's like my entire summer life. And so thank you guys, and thanks to the Home Team Network for making it possible to broadcast these games like they do.
Thank you. 0-2 is fouled off to the left side. There's no small part of this organization, really for any team, but everyone here who works for the Regulators, whether they're on the call, making trades, or selling hot dogs, or greeting fans at the gate, they play a crucial role. And that's one of the underrated parts of even minor league baseball is you don't get to always meet all of the people who make every single function in the ballpark go the way that it does. 0-2. Called strike 3 on the outer half. Hemmerling winds in his breaker, and he strikes out the side after allowing a base runner on an error to begin the inning. We move on to the bottom of the 4th. Ryan, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. It's always a blast with you guys.
You'll be back soon, I'm sure.
Let's go Coast.
Hey, on the Home Team Network. Hey, again from Blair Field, still tied up at 0-0 as we take you into the bottom of the 4th inning. But here comes the meat of the Regulators' order. Cooper Vest, Cuba Best, and Emilio Corona. Lefty, lefty, righty. Vest with 10 home runs. Cuba Best leading the team with 17. Emilio Corona, 3rd on the roster with 14. All of them piling on at least 1 hit yesterday, all of them doing so in the bottom of the 9th inning on the way to victory. The right-hander Blaine Huter fires a first pitch fastball to Vest for a strike on the outer half, but the BYU product elects to challenge it. And I believe that is the first time that Cooper Vest has initiated a challenge. And he's right on the money. Public address announcer August McAdoo announcing that that strike has been overturned to a ball. Long Beach has to play it safe with these challenges. 0 for 1 to start the day. You only get 1 more remaining after you get 1 wrong. 0-1, rather 1-0. Vest swings and saws it to the left side and out of play. 1-1 count for the BYU man, who told us earlier this week that he played some role in Easton Jones making it to the roster. Those two were teammates for 3 years as Cougars. Jones firing off that walk-off single last night. 1-1 to Vest. That misses inside and low. 2-1 count. It almost hit him. Cooper is no stranger to pitches inside and high. He is 8 shy of the Pioneer League record for times being struck by a baseball in a season. He's got 20. 2-1, that misses, high and outside, 3-1 count. He's heading out to Ogden with the team in his home state of Utah, flying out on Monday morning. Jacob Goldfarb in 2021 for the Ogden Raptors, the team that the regulators will see this coming week, set the mark at 28. Next pitch, inside and low. Cooper Vest is aboard on a leadoff walk. That's the second free pass Huter has handed out in this game. Long Beach reached on just the one walk last night to Emilio Corona. Cuba Best takes a turn on the left side here. We talked about his hit in the 9th inning last night. Long Beach piled on 4 right out of the gate in the bottom of the 9th to go and win the game. Well, Best has played an important role. Throw over to first. Vest dives back in safely. Because after Emilio Corona boarded to lead off the inning, he stole second, and Best poked one through the right side to bring him around and tie the game. Another throw to first. Vest dives back in safely again. This time, Huter's throw pulling first baseman Jordan Harrison Dudley off the bag. The former Red Sox and Rockies prospect Best settles in on the left side now, waving that 2-piece black barrel, tan-handled bat. First pitch to him, he swings, swats it the opposite way, deep left field, tracking back Kashawn Frett, that's over his head, one hop in the wall. Best around second, burning into third, he holds up there. Best is into second base with a no-out double. Runners on second and third in a scoreless ball game in the bottom of the 4th. Cuba Best slugging that double there. Blaine Huter, for the first time, has allowed Long Beach to push runners into scoring position. Cuba Best's 15th double of the season, setting up Emilio Corona, who leads the team in extra base hits with 35. Righty-righty affair with the San Luis Obispo native at the plate. First base open, infield shifted lightly towards third. The pitch misses inside and high. Corona leaning out of the way of that chin music. The 24-year-old grooves back in on the near side. Open stance. Batting as a righty here. Huter closed off on the mound, takes a heavy breath. Sidearms home, swung on and spun to the back netting foul. 1-1 count for Corona. That stolen base in the 9th inning last night not only set up the game-tying hit from Best, but it marked 26 on the season for Corona. He leads the roster in that category, 7 ahead of Anthony Mata with 19. Huter's 1-1. Corona swings and misses across the slider there. 1-2 count. Corona does hold the unfortunate superlative of leading the team in strikeouts with a whopping 57 on the season. That was a much rougher mark in the first half. He's only struck out 17 times in July. 1-2. Sweeper misses across the plate for a 2-2 count. Still 0-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Regulators at the plate with runners on second and third. The Mobiles trying to work out of this with nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Corona swings, fires that one to straightaway center field, tricking back into the right center field gap. That lands for a hit. Cooper Vest jogs on home. Best into third. Corona steals second on the outfield indecision. Corona doubles home a run, and it's 1-0. Regulators with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th, still with runners on second and third. Emilio Corona's 16th double, 36th extra base hit, produces a run, and it brings up Benjamin Rosengard. The new guy, although not new to his teammates. First pitch to the lefty, squares to bunt, lays down first base side, painting the chalk. That's a good one. Huter barehands it, throws to first, and barely gets him, but Cuba Best jogs on home to take a 2-0 lead. With one away now in the bottom of the 4th inning, Emilio Corona moving up to third on Rosengard's sacrifice bunt. Rosengard, who joined the team yesterday after being traded from the Washington Wild Things of the Frontier League, who played for manager Troy Percival last year on the Idaho Falls Chuckers with a lot of his Regulators teammates. He adds an insurance run to bring up Jacob Jablonski, the switch hitter digging in on the left side. And this is the first place Long Beach Regulators against the last place RedPocket Mobiles. What an effort it was yesterday for the Mobiles to force that ninth inning. Jablonski swings at the first pitch. He locks that one down in the left center field gap. Corona slides on home. Jablonski's first hit of the series makes it a 3-0 ball game. Regulators on top with only one out in the bottom of the fourth. Jacob Jablonski leaned out for that fastball high and away and took care of it on a shallow poke. Here comes Mobile's pitching coach Ray King to talk to Blaine Huter. Staring off towards that left field, Steve Traxel visiting bullpen. There appears to be a theme of inaction out there, so it appears that Huter is out there to stay on the mound. His next batter, Anthony Mata, has struggled. He returned to the starting lineup after an injury on Thursday. Went 1 for 4 in that game. Mata, however, is 0 for his last 7. He singled his first time up in that first game back after missing that week with a cramp, but has not found his way aboard by way of a hit since then. King is back in his dugout down the third base side. Huter staring towards home with a runner on first, 1 away, and a 3-0 Regulators lead in the bottom of the fourth. Huter shrugs, deals, swinging a line shot, straightaway left field. Kashawn Frett chasing it down. He leaps and he makes the catch. 2 away in the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-0 Regulators with a runner on first. That brings up catcher Johnny Pappas. He grounded out to third last time up. Didn't appear in yesterday's game, in which the Mobiles led going into the bottom of the ninth inning. These teams are palindromes in the record book. Regulators leading the standings at 45-13, 13-45 for the Mobiles. First pitch, a fastball to Pappas for a strike low and inside. 0-1 count. The Mobiles are trying to erase a 5-game losing streak, while Long Beach is 8-2 in the second half. 0-1, he swings, taps that one on the ground to Gianni Horvat at second base, who immediately sidearms to first for out number 3. Finally, the egg cracks, and the yolk produces 3 runs for Long Beach on 3 hits. Cuba Bess, Emilio Corona, and Cooper Vest all scoring to take this 3-0 advantage as we move on to the top of the 5th on the Home Team Network. Finally, the dam breaks as we move on to the top of the fifth inning. What was a 0-0 score now acts as a 3-0 Long Beach Regulators lead. Nathan Hemmerling back out there for his fifth inning of work, having struck out 7 batters already. He digs in to face TJ McKenzie, Efrain Monzo, and Braylon Bishop, 5, 6, and 7 in the Mobiles order. Righty-righty affair to lead things off. Hemmerling last time out a week ago set the Regulators' record for strikeouts in a game with 10. Well, if he does what he did last inning and strikes out the side, he's right back in that groove. Hemmerling drops the glove to his belt, winds home. Squaring to bunt is McKenzie, but he misses the curveball at 78 miles per hour. 0-1 count there for McKenzie. He struck out last time up as the second K for Hemmerling. 3-0 Regulators your score. The pitch misses low and outside on the curveball. 1-1 count for McKenzie, leading off the top of the fifth inning. Hemmerling kicks high. Swung on and fouled off to the right side. Out of play, 1-2 count. The Riverside native Hemmerling played 6 college seasons from 2019 to 2024. The first 4 were at D3 Lakeland University in Wisconsin. Next pitch, foul to the backstop. 1-2 count. He wrapped up with a couple of years back in this neck of the woods and the program at Cal Baptist. The right-hander playing in his second Pioneer League season. Drops the glove down to his waist and deals. Fastball downstairs to even up the count at 2-2. Next pitch misses low and away. Full count here. Hemmerling from the windup checks his swing at a curveball down and away, and for the first time in the ball game, Nathan Hemmerling has issued a walk. Well, that is the first base runner that can be credited to his ledger. The only other one reached on an error to begin the fourth inning. Gianni Horvat grounding it to short, where Anthony Mata faced some trouble with the baseball. And this is a Regulators team that does not issue a ton of walks. Last night, guess what? Just one. Efrain Manzo batting on the right side. Hemmerling fires. Fastball for a strike, high and away. The end of the Yuba Sutter series into the Oakland series marked the best 5-game stretch for free passes for the Regulators this season, issuing just 12 over that span. 0-1. Missing high and away on the fastball, 1-1 count. Sunday into Wednesday's game also was the best 3-game stretch as far as control with the pitching staff, with just 6 total walks issued. 1-1. Swinging a foul pop to the backstop. Count moves to 1-2. Nobody out. Runner on first. Top 5. 3-0 Long Beach your score. Hemmerling dangles his right hand by his waist and cycles back in for the 1-2 count. Throws over to first. Horvat dives back safely. Correction, McKenzie on first. Monzo waves his teal lime greenish bat behind his head. Next pitch, he lunges and fouls it off to the right side. By the way, McKenzie over there on first base is a stolen base threat, but not exactly the most successful one. He's tried 10 swipes, and he's been caught on 3 of those occasions. Hemmerling nods again, deals, swinging a chopper out towards second base. Gloved over the back, turned to Mata at second. He bounces it to first, where Cooper Vest scoops it for the double play. How about it? Jacob Jablonski flips to his middle infield teammate of the last 3 seasons in Anthony Mata, who spins it onto first with that perfectly placed. Chris Sabo hop to vest. For those of you unaware, Chris Sabo, by the way, made an art form of the Riverfront Stadium turf, bouncing the ball from third to first as a science for the Reds. Braylon Bishop digs in on the left side. Hemmerling winds up and fires. First pitch fastball down below the knees for a 1-0 count. Bishop from Texarkana. 1-0. He swings, dribbles that one to second. Jablonski gloves at the waist, throws on to first. For out number 3, the RedPocket Mobiles have gone through 5 innings without reaching base by way of a hit. We move on to the bottom of the 5th, top of the order, due up for Long Beach on the Home Team Network. That is allowed. That land up here? We're into the second half of the ball game. Bottom 5th on the way. 3-0 Regulators. Your score, piling on all of that trio of runs in the last frame. Eddie Pelk leading off on the left side. Blaine Huter still out there. The right-hander whirls home, drops the curveball in for a strike, backdoor and high, 0-1 count. Eddie Pelk extending his on-base streak up to a season-long 59 games, operating as the leadoff man in every Long Beach contest. 0-1, copy and paste. Curveball lands for a strike, high and away. Pelk walked to begin the home half of the game, moving up to 84 on the season, too shy of Evan Scavato's 2025 record of 86 for the Grand Junction Jackalopes. That took a full season. Eddie Pelk still has 37 games to go after today. 0-2, he cuts and pops it up, third base side. Fighting the sun, Justin Johnson, in foul ground, looking for it, and that falls in front of him as he felt for the barrier in front of the Mobiles dugout. Pelk keeps himself alive, although he has to thank Apollo a little bit for that one. Johnson saw that one clearly while staring right up into the sun, then that would have ended differently. Saturday games start 2 hours earlier than any of the weekday ones. Those are 6:35 first pitch times. Today, 4:35, and as a result, the shadows are now only creeping across home plate, no other part of the field. Still 0-2 for Pelk, the leadoff man. 0-2, he swings, rips it down the right field line. That lands for a hit, rolling into the corner. He's speeding for second. Picked up in right field by Braylon Bishop. Pelk slows up, heading into the Keystone base with a leadoff double. Well, Long Beach, for the third time this game, has led off an inning by reaching base. Eddie Pelk doing it for the second time, first time with a hit. Easton Jones comes up to the plate here on the right side. The offense is doing its best to try and support its starter, Nathan Hemmerling, who has struck out 7 batters across his 5 innings of work, keeping the RedPocket Mobiles out of the hit column to this point. Righty-righty affair. First pitch to Jones. He cuts and pops it foul to the right side and out of play. 0-1 count. Jones last night played the role of hero with that walk-off single. His white batting gloves bookend the bottom of the all-black bat he waves. And we touched on it earlier how his former Major League infielder dad helps him get those pieces of lumber. 0-1. Slider lands for a strike high and away. And he gets his bats custom made, but like every baseball player at this level, he's got his connections. Some guys have Major League buddies who send them their bats that they don't use. Well, Easton's dad has an even wider network of friends who do the same, getting him classic models. 0-2, a slider that misses low and outside. 1-2 count. There is a room in the brand new first base side clubhouse for the Regulators that has a chair, a couple shelves, and they are stocked with nothing but baseball bats. And it is by far the best smelling room at this ballpark. Next pitch, Jones swings and misses. So that's the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-0 Regulators your score with a runner on second. I know that's a weird thing to say, the best smelling room, but it's like walking right into the forest. And when I called games for the Florence Yalls out in northern Kentucky, on an off day, I had an opportunity to take a trip down to the Louisville Slugger Factory. And that place just, the scent of the bats envelops you, and it's this interesting mix of the different types of wood they use. First pitch to Cooper Vest, a fastball for a strike just above the thighs. 0-1 count. You're hit by it the moment you walk past the giant bat that marks the building on the Louisville skyline. And it's magical. You get to see models of Hall of Fame players' bats. 0-1 fouled off to the right side. 0-2 count. You get to see the history of how the bats are made. You view the process itself. And best of all, there's a batting cage. Naturally, of course there would be. So I have video on my phone somewhere of me taking some cuts using Roberto Clemente's model of bat. And that is a tree branch. Baseball players back in the day swung such heavy bats. 0-1. Backdoor curve fended off to the back netting. 0-2 count. And that really illustrates why the dead ball era might have been that way. I mean, Babe Ruth was swinging a tree branch, but he was huge, so he could power the ball out of the yard. Roberto Clemente just had such strong arms, which were exemplified by his throws from the right field corner to third base. My arms hurt after trying to swing with that. 1-2. Cracked out towards second base. Johnny Horvat bobbles it. Picks up the rebound. Throws to first. Not in time. Eddie Pelk moves up to third on the error as well. And there are men on the corners for Long Beach leading 3-0 with one away in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cuba Bess earns a shot here after doubling last time up to help set up that big 3-run inning that has the Regulators ahead by this 3 spot. Now here's a piece of trivia that I'm not going to use for a Cook quiz because I feel like either if you've been to the factory you know it, and if you didn't you would have no idea of how to even guess this, but what is done with the wood shavings after they leave the Louisville Slugger Factory. First pitch from righty to lefty misses high and outside. It's pretty humble. Much like a lot of things in baseball, the wood shavings are sent to a turkey farmer. Throw over to first. Vest dives back in head first and safely. So when you're eating your Thanksgiving turkey and watching football, well, you get to combine a couple sports there. 1-0. Huter comes set. Here it is. Best swings and misses behind the fastball up high. 1-1 count. We'll have an interview dropping later this coming week that also illustrates how the baseballs are properly scuffed for a game. There goes Vest for second. 1-1 fouled off down the left field line. The hit and run is just a big fake out there. 1-2 count. But we'll chat with clubhouse manager Victor Martinez while rubbing mud on baseballs. And the mud is harvested from this one spot on the Delaware River in New Jersey. That's how it's done for Major League Baseball, and it's refined and shipped out. 1-2, Vest going again, delayed steal, there's no throw. Cooper Vest brings the Mobiles to the edge of their seat, but Josiah Chavez never lets go of the baseball. Eddie Pelk is a fast man on third base. Maybe he assumed that Long Beach would try that Little League method where runner on first steals second, guy on third comes home as the throw makes its way across. It's a 2-2 count for Bess. First base open, runners on second and third, and the infielders in. 3-0 Long Beach, bottom 5 with 1 away. Huter whips home, inside and low, over the shoelaces of the dancing Cuba Bess. Full count. By the way, if you want to catch more content like the Victor Martinez interview, by the way, not the borderline Hall of Fame catcher, Victor Martinez, but a Hall of Fame level clubhouse manager, make sure you stay tuned to the Long Beach Coast YouTube page. Got a lot of content like that. Full count pitch, he swings and flips it spiraling over the backstop foul. I might have to go check my windshield. That landed in the parking lot. 3-2 count. Bess leads the team with 79 RBIs. He's got an opportunity for more. 3-2, backdoor curve finds its way in for a strike. So Bess retired, and Long Beach is in danger of stranding runners on second and third. It's up to Emilio Corona to try and rescue them. Eddie Pelk on third. He doubled his way aboard. Cooper Vest reached base on an error and stole second after that. Emilio Corona has played a crucial role in this order over the last couple days. 4 hits on Thursday. Last night, he goes 1 for 3 with a walk, leading off the 9th inning with a hit and tying the game as the runner. First pitch to Corona, a curveball that misses low and outside. He's 1 for 2 so far, bringing around the game's first run here on Saturday evening with a double last time up in the previous inning. Now here, bottom of the 5th, leading 3-0, 2 away, runners on second and third. 1-0. Corona watches the slider miss across the plate towards the left-handed batter's box. 2-0 count. Huter nods. Brings that tan glove to his belt. Closes towards home and misses low and outside on the breaking ball. 3-0. Well, waiting on deck is Benjamin Rosengard. We talked about what he did last year in Idaho Falls, setting the Pioneer League record for batting average at .463. Today, he has been productive in both of his plate appearances, a single his first time up, and an RBI sack squeeze bunt last time up. 3-0. Drops in for a strike on the curve. Rosengard definitely a dangerous man to put at the plate with the bases loaded if Corona works the walk here. Hitters count for him. First base open. The 3-1. He swings and flies it high to center field, but hanging up in the wind towards left. Waiting underneath, TJ McKenzie, and that ball splashes down into his tan mitt. Well, despite the 3-0 lead, Long Beach goes silent in the bottom of the 5th, stranding 2 men in scoring position. We move on to the top of the 6th inning. Nathan Hemmerling heads back out there to try and keep the Mobiles off the board and out of the hit column like he has for the first 5 on the Home Team Network. Scrolling back to it into the top of the 6th inning. The Mobiles at the plate. Nathan Hemmerling has held them out of the hit column so far. The regulator starter dealing with a 3-0 lead. His first pitch in the righty-righty affair forces a swing and miss from Kashawn Frett, low and away. 0-1 count. Frett 1 for 2 in this series, homering last night as a pinch hitter, but striking out today. 0-1, misses low and outside. 1-1 count. 26 pitches for Hemmerling across the first 2 innings, 9 in the third. He winds up the 1-1. Curveball lands for a strike. 1-2 count. 17 pitches in the fourth, only 14 in the fifth. He's keeping his pitch count low, attacking with a lot of strikes. He's sent Kevin 7 Ks. And there's the 8th as he winds home a swing and miss on the curveball. Nathan Hemmerling set the team record a week ago today with 10 strikeouts, the first regulator to reach up into double figures. He's not far off, 2 away from redoing that. Last night, starter Nick Bautista set up his third 9-strikeout performance. Those two went back-to-back with those fantastic opener appearances last week, Friday and Saturday as well. Here's Josiah Chavez on the left side. Hemmerling winds home, swing and a ground ball to short. Anthony Mata fields at the ankles, overhands to first. Vest crouches and makes the catch. Twice through the order, the RedPocket Mobiles still have yet to scratch across. One of those things that you'd find if they poke the ball into a gap or something. I don't know if we're quite in the range where we have to start dancing around saying it, but why not, just for safekeeping. 2 away, top of the 6th inning. Gianni Horvat batting on the right side now. He's the leadoff man in the order. First pitch, he swings and paints it to the backstop. 0-1 count. He was the first member of the Mobiles to reach base, grounding out to short where Anthony Mata faced some trouble with the ground ball, bounced off his glove for an error. That broke up what was a perfect game at that point. 0-1. Horvat watches the fastball high and outside for a 1-1 count. Hemmerling settles in on the first base side of the mound. The blonde man drops the glove down low and throws the curveball even lower. 2-1 count. That skips up some white chalk of the left-handed batter's box. Hemmerling from the windup. Horvat swings, rips it to second where Jacob Jablonski gloves it. 6 innings. 3-0 regulators. Maybe we just leave it there. We move on to the bottom of the 6th. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Long Beach Regulators on the other side of a break on the Home Team Network. Three 0 regulators taking you back to Blair Field on this Saturday evening for the bottom of the 6th inning. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Long Beach with the new guy, Benjamin Rosengard, leading off on the left side, followed by Jacob Jablonski and Anthony Mata. Lefty switch hitter, presumably batting on the left side, followed by a righty against the right-handed starter, Blaine Huter. Started the year in the Frontier League with the Sussex County Miners, the team that gave him his professional debut last year. Now pitching to a guy with even more experience in indie ball, and Rosengard, who started the year also in the Frontier League with the Washington Wild Things. First pitch from righty to lefty. A curveball in there for a strike at the belt. 0-1 count. Rosengard traded at some point last week, but he officially made it here to Long Beach yesterday. Flying in maybe 8 hours before first pitch. 0-1. Missing low and outside. 1-1 count. Rosengard has been productive in his first couple games. 1 for 4 yesterday, singling in his first at-bat back in the Pioneer League after spending a couple years with the Idaho Falls Chuckers and Grand Junction Jackalopes. The 1-1 misses inside off the belt for a 2-1 count. The UC San Diego product at the plate today has done something advantageous for his team both times up. 2-1. He swings and rips it foul to the right side to the top of the netting. 2-2 count. He singled his first time up just like yesterday, and last time brought home the second run of that 3-run fourth inning on a sacrifice bunt, and he placed it so well he almost beat out the attempt at first to get him. 2-2 from the stretch. He swings and nails that one to the left side off the barrier in front of the Mobiles dugout. Rosengard pushed that ball parallel to the first base side foul line. Blaine Huter waited a while to see if it would lip off the grass into foul ground, and it never did. Made the executive decision to pick it at the last moment and underhand to first, where he beat Rosengard by half a step. 2-2 again. Misses downstairs and away. 3-2 count. We interviewed Rosengard during our beach ball pregame report. Just a reminder that you can catch that 20 minutes before first pitch of every single Long Beach broadcast this season. And Rosengard talked about the trust and how much it means to play for Troy Percival again. 3-2 pitch, backdoor curve. He swings and spins it out to short. Spence Coffin fields at the ankles, sidearms to first for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning with a 3-0 Long Beach lead. Base is empty after the leadoff ground out. Jablonski, former teammates in Idaho Falls with Rosengard under manager Troy Percival. All of them reunited here in Long Beach. Both of them have said that having a major league legend like Percival show that you're one of his guys inspires so much confidence because he's got the credibility to back up what he knows, and he can help batters, especially when figuring out pitches. First pitch, Jablonski on the left side swings and fouls it past first base on the ground. And I asked Rosengard during the pregame report, Percival's a legend. Yeah, he threw the last out of the 2002 World Series, all-time leader in saves for the Angels. But what does he know about hitting? What can he help you with? And it's a lot. 0-1. Jablonski dances back as the fastball misses by the ankles. 1-1 count. It's not just that MVP of that 2002 World Series, Troy Gloss, is the hitting coach. It's that Percival knows how to teach batters how to time pitchers and how to read spin out of the hands, as does pitching coach Jerome Williams. The 1-1. This is blown away for a 2-1 count. Waiting on deck is Anthony Mata. He and Jacob Jablonski go way back. They've played together even before the Pioneer League and other tournaments across the country. Both of them Southern California natives. 2-1, missing outside and low, 3-1 count. Mata told us that Jacob Jablonski is a big reason why he wanted to play for the Coast. Rebranding for this weekend, of course, as the Regulators. Having your consistent partner in the middle infield makes your defensive game so much smoother for trust. 3-1, fastball for a strike, low and away. Yeah, it helps that you can bat behind someone you know very well, but knowing exactly where your partner in crime is going to be as a middle infielder helps with those double plays. Long Beach has made it look easy. Those two connected for a double play earlier this game back in the 5th. Next pitch, Jablonski watches a slider inside and high for ball 4. 3-0 Regulators, bottom of the 6th inning, 1 away and 1 on now for a right-hander versus right-hander matchup with the shortstop Mata taking a trip to the dish. Both Mata and Jablonski from this area in Southern California. Jablonski from Mission Hills, Mata from Spring Valley. And Anthony lives in San Diego during the offseason, running his own training facility. First pitch bounces low and away, 1-0 count. And he's a pretty stoic guy until you get him to talk about what interests him and what interests Anthony Mata, his wife, Felina Pope. We talked about her a little bit earlier yesterday. Legendary softball player, 3-time All-American at the NJCAA level with Florida Southwestern. That man would not stop talking when we brought up his wife. Next pitch, Mata swings and misses. 1-1 count. Those two run the training facility together, and Felina's last name is now Mata. They've been married for about a year. And the story of how they met is also just one that he could not stop laughing about. They met on FaceTime because she saw him in the background of her friend's phone. 1-1. Bounced out up the middle. Horvat fields at second. Gloves to Kaufman covering the bag, who throws to first for the double play. Well, we'll have to talk about Anthony and Felina's funny story of how they met a little bit later. But essentially, it was literally love at first sight. We'll move on to the top of the 7th inning. 3-0 Regulators your score. Nathan Hemmerling headed back out there with 8 strikeouts under his belt and a chance to, again, keep the Mobiles out of the hit column on the Home Team Network. Top of the 7th inning on the way. Nathan Hemmerling back out there for the Regulators, leading 3-0. The starting pitcher winds home to the right-hander, Spence Kaufman. First pitch, he swings, dribbles it to third. Waiting on it, Benjamin Rosengard. Crow hops to first on time. Well, that's 6 1/3 innings for Hemmerling without having allowed any scratches in that hit column for the Mobiles. Rosengard making that play there. Brought in partially because he played for Troy Percival in the past, partially for his bat, but also because he is as sure-footed as they come at third base. Jordan Harrison Dudley now digging in on the left side. Hemmerling winds home, missing high and outside, 1-0 count. The 78th pitch of the game from Hemmerling, a fastball that misses low and away. Looked close, but both teams have to be very careful with their challenges. You get 2 in a game. Both have burned 1. You lose them if you're incorrect. 2-0. Swung on and fouled over the left side. 2-1 count. A light breeze blowing out towards left field here on this Saturday evening at 81 degrees now. 2-1. Curveball in the dirt. Jordan Harrison Dudley is a dangerous batter. His batting average for the Mobiles is third among active players, .335. Next pitch, swing and a miss. 3-2 count. However, He has been held silent so far in this series, 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. But you always have to be careful with a bat like his that slugged 20 homers. 3-2. That's in the dirt. So for the first time in this series, Harrison Dudley is aboard working that 6-pitch walk. The second free pass Hemmerling has handed out in this ball game. And something I've noticed out in the right field Jared Weaver bullpen is standing room only. The Long Beach Regulators bullpen has been on its feet for the last few innings. I think they're afraid to move. Don't want to jinx anything in a game like this. Justin Johnson batting on the right side now. There goes Harrison Dudley for second. First pitch swung on and fouled to the right side out of play. Harrison Dudley is a stolen base threat. He's swiped 26 bags on 28 attempts. 6'3", 245 pounds. He carries his momentum when running on the base path. Hemmerling's 0-1. Fastball that misses low and away. It is a 3-0 Regulators lead in the top of the 7th inning. 1 out, runner on first. Hemmerling dangling his right arm by his back thigh, setting up. Winds home, there goes Harrison Dudley for second. Swing and a miss, throw to the bag, shank towards the slides onto first, and that's out number 2 here in the top of the 7th inning. 3-0 Regulators your score. The runner on second. That brings up TJ McKenzie. Last time up, he worked the first walk of the game for the Mobiles. He struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. McKenzie in an open stance on his toes at the back of the righty box. Hemmerling, glove at the belt, whips on home, missing low and outside on the first pitch fastball. Low and outside on the first pitch fastball. McKenzie from Florida was drafted by the Cardinals back in the 39th round in 2019. His 1-0 misses low and outside, 2-0 count. His brother, Guardians pitcher Tristan McKenzie, both of them enjoying professional careers. 2-0. Checks his swing at the curveball that just misses. For a 3-0 situation here. Waiting on deck is Efrain Monzo, who last time up grounded into a double play. He is 0 for 6 on the series. So with a force at any square base, not the worst batter to have up. 3-1, fastball for a strike. Of course, that is considering the small sample size of this series. Monzo on the season entered the game batting .382 over his 9 appearances prior to tonight. So take that with a grain of salt. 3-1. Hemmerling turns his blonde hair home. This is swung on and flown into shallow center field. Racing in Emilio Corona. Jogging at the last moment. He slides, and there goes the no-hitter. The ball lands. Here comes Harrison Dudley to score. That moves McKenzie into second on the double. Corona began that play fighting the sun, went swooping in, and now the history books will have to wait as the Mobiles are finally on the board. 3-1 Regulators. Runner on second, 2 away. Here comes Efrain Monzo. Now he represents the tying run here as well. Righty-righty affair. Monzo has homered twice this season. The first pitch, a curveball for a strike on the outer half. Hemmerling stares back at second, flips on home, check swing for a strike on another breaking ball there. The changeup breaking downstairs and landing for an 0-2 count. The 26-year-old turns home. That's fouled off to the right side and out of play. actually correction, 25-year-old Hemmerling will celebrate his birthday on Monday by hopping on a plane out to Salt Lake City and taking a bus from there to Ogden. But that is a lovely town. Next pitch fouled off against Premier League fans. I think that the Ogden Raptors may have the best visiting situation for any team not in Long Beach, for any team that's not visiting the Long Beach Regulators. The ballpark is across the street from the hotel, which is a block away from the downtown area. Runner goes for third. Doesn't matter. Swing and a miss. Nathan Hemmerling loses the no-hitter, but he strikes out his ninth batter. And we move on to stretch time here on Saturday evening with 9-1-2 due up for the Regulators, ahead by a pair. Johnny Pappas, Eddie Pelk, and Easton Jones on the way on the Home Team Network. Long Beach Regulators are rolling towards another victory if they can hang on to their 3-1 lead. Bottom of the seventh on the way. Righty-righty affair. Blaine Huter fires the nine-hitter Johnny Pappas and skips that one behind the left-handed batter's box. Johnny is digging in on the right side here. The slider missing low and away. Of course, Huter is no stranger to long outings. The starter is out there for his seventh inning of work. He pitches at least 6 in almost every outing. The next pitch to Pappas is called a strike. The fastball hitting the zone, low and inside. Huter has made 8 starts prior to today. 6 of them have lasted 6 innings or longer. He kicks up high. Pappas swings, tears this one to deep center field. TJ McKenzie on his horse back towards the warning track. He makes the catch. Pappas sent that ball on a frozen rope, and oh boy, has he been hurting for that first run. He's come close a few times, but he falls short there. That brings up the top of the order and ever reliable Eddie Pelk. 3 plate appearances, twice reaching base, once with a walk, last time up with a double. Righty pitching to a lefty. Huter takes a heavy breath from the stretch. Front door curveball misses inside and low. 1-0 count for Pelk. I got a text from our director of stadium operations, Clint Singleton, asking me, you talking about my city, Louisville? 1-0 hits for a strike for a 1-1 count. Of course, I'm going to talk about Louisville and baseball, Louisville Slugger Bat Company, but I do have to give a massive shout out to Clint because his team has been working in overdrive these last couple of weeks. 1-1 flared to the left center field gap. That lands one hopping in front of the warning track. McKenzie picks that up off the wall. Eddie Pelk cruises into second with his second double of the game. 3-1 regular.